Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Penta and Ludwig Kaiser kicked off the in-ring action on WWE Raw this week, and Vince Russo pointed out an issue that might have made the recently debuted star look bad. Kaiser and Penta had a predictably action-packed match that ended with the latter getting another win on Raw. The former AEW star even delivered the sacrifice arm breaker on Ludwig before getting the pinfall, but WWE wasn't done with the action. After the match, Pete Dunne appeared, and Ludwig used the distraction to attack Penta from the back. Vince Russo found it odd that Ludwig Kaiser didn't sell the arm breaker and instantly got back up to lay out Penta. On Legion of Raw, Vince Russo discussed the logical fallacies in the booking and pointed out that Michael Cole has consistently ranked Penta's move as one of the most devastating maneuvers in the WWE. The former writer revealed that Russo believed Ludwig Kaiser didn't forget to sell but was rather sending an indirect message to WWE about giving Penta a push despite being booed to the roster. Russo added that Ludwig even used the same arm Penta targeted, further diminishing the impact of the arm breaker. Vince was pretty confident that Kaiser's actions were intentionally done to affect Penta's presentation this far negatively. Ludwig Kaiser and Penta are not done with each other after the post-match attack on Raw. With Pete Dunne also involved in the angle, WWE has some important creative decisions regarding its newest talent acquisition in the ever-evolving world of professional wrestling, where every move, word, and action is closely scrutinized by fans, critics, and insiders alike. Certain moments stand out not only for their in-ring execution but also for their backstage stories. One of the most riveting recent moments to unfold on WWE Raw involved the talented but often underappreciated Ludwig Kaiser, a member of Imperium, defying company orders and doing something that a veteran of the business claims killed Penta El Zero Mito's career. This isn't the first time that a WWE superstar has been at odds with management or gone against the grain in an attempt to carve their own path. However, what made Kaiser's defiance particularly compelling was the nature of the decision he made, and the ripple effects it had on both his career trajectory and the larger dynamics within the wrestling industry. The backdrop: Ludwig Kaiser's rise and WWE's expectations. Ludwig Kaiser, whose real name is Jakob Casimir, had been climbing the ranks within WWE for some time before his eventual joining of the Imperium faction, led by the iconic Walter, now known as Gunther. As a part of Imperium, Kaiser's role had primarily been that of the smooth-talking, well-dressed, and eloquent mouthpiece who supported the powerhouse presence of Gunther, as well as the brute strength of his fellow faction member, Giovanni Vinci. From the beginning, WWE had very clear expectations for Kaiser: to be the traditional heel who would provoke the crowd, take cheap shots, and amplify the charisma of Gunther. In theory, this would be an easy formula to follow, with Kaiser being relegated to the role of supporting cast while Gunther took the spotlight, but Ludwig Kaiser, it seems, had other plans. The turning point came during an episode of WWE Raw, one of the company's flagship programs, which took place under the bright lights of the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. It was a segment that had originally been booked to showcase Gunther's dominance over his opponents, and further the storyline between Imperium and a group of rising babyfaces in WWE. The match between Imperium and their opponents had been carefully scripted, and WWE had laid out clear instructions for how each of the performers, including Kaiser, were to behave. However, it was during this match that things took an unexpected turn. The Defiance, Ludwig Kaiser's unscripted moment. In the middle of the match, as the chaos unfolded, Ludwig Kaiser made a move that would not only defy WWE's orders, but also leave a lasting mark on the entire locker room. According to sources within WWE, Kaiser had been given a very specific set of instructions for how to handle the timing of his interference during the match. He was told to stay in the background and allow Gunther to carry the brunt of the action, but Kaiser had other ideas. As the match neared its climax, Kaiser found himself in a position where he could either follow the script or seize the moment and assert himself as more than just a manager for Imperium. With Penta el Zero Mito, better known simply as Penta or Penta Oscuro, on the verge of hitting a high-flying maneuver from the top rope, Kaiser made a bold and unexpected decision. Instead of staying out of the way, as WWE had instructed, Kaiser rushed toward the ring, broke the flow of Penta's maneuver, and physically altered the trajectory of the match by delivering a calculated interference. His actions completely derailed Penta's big spot, a move that could have positioned him as a top star on WWE television and left fans and wrestlers alike stunned in the heat of the moment. The interference didn't seem like a big deal, but in the eyes of veteran wrestlers and insiders, this one seemingly small move killed Penta's push, according to a prominent figure in the business. The aftermath, a veteran's take on the fallout. In the days following the Raw incident, the aftermath began to unfold in the form of backstage whispers, social media posts, and interviews with wrestling veterans who had been in the business long enough to understand the weight of such decisions. One such veteran, who spoke exclusively to us on the condition of anonymity, shared his thoughts on what transpired. According to the veteran, Kaiser's actions had a devastating impact on Penta's career trajectory, particularly in WWE, where such missteps are seen as serious infractions. "You don't kill someone's moment like that," the veteran explained. Penta had the chance to show his ability to go with the big boys, and Kaiser's interference ruined that. It wasn't just an interference, it was a message. This is my time, and the script doesn't matter. That's something you don't do in this business. There's a pecking order. The veteran went on to explain that while defying WWE's orders in itself is not an uncommon act in the wrestling industry, Kaiser's choice to take matters into his own hands was viewed by some as a sign of disrespect to both the company and his fellow performers. "It's one thing to make a mistake or miss a cue in the heat of the moment," the veteran continued. "But to intentionally disrupt a match to make a statement, that's a different ball game. The company is always about timing and control, and what Kaiser did disrupted both. It wasn't about the fans, it was about his ego, and in this business, ego is dangerous." The killing of Penta's push. The veteran's strong words echo a sentiment that has been echoed by others in the wrestling community, that Kaiser's actions not only affected Penta, but also had a larger impact on the way WWE viewed Penta's future with the company. Penta was on the verge of being positioned as one of the top faces in WWE's mid-card, the veteran explained. But after that, it was like he was back to square one. Didn't want him getting too much heat because of that interference. That's the reality of the business. Sometimes, the company will kill a push if they feel like you've disrupted something bigger than yourself. While it is difficult to pinpoint exactly what WWE's long-term plans for Penta were, it is clear that Vinvistoland, most notably, with a potential feud against some of WWE's top stars. However, after the interference, there was a noticeable shift in how Penta was booked. Penta was no longer positioned as the cool, mysterious figure who could take on anyone. Instead, his role in the company became more of an afterthought. The company began to pivot its focus back to other superstars, and Penta's future in WWE began to seem uncertain. What could have been a different path for Penta? Had Ludwig Kaiser followed the script, the trajectory for both him and Penta could have been very different. The original idea for the Raw match had been designed to elevate Penta as one of WWE's most promising high flyers. Had Kaiser not interfered, Penta might have been able to deliver his spot and solidify his status as one of the future stars of the company. "It was a perfect opportunity to build Penta up," the veteran said. He was hot and WWE was ready to make him a bigger name. They were looking for that one big moment where he could prove himself in the ring, but Kaiser messed that up, and now, that moment is gone. The veteran explained that Penta's high-flying moves were a staple of his appeal, and a signature move at that moment could have secured him a championship opportunity or a high-profile rivalry with one of WWE's top performers. "The thing with wrestling is that timing is everything," the veteran continued. "You can be the best wrestler in the world, but if you don't get the right moment at the right time, you're not going anywhere, and that's exactly what happened here. Penta had that moment, and it was taken from him." The lessons learned. The price of defiance. Ludwig Kaiser's actions, while bold and defiant, ultimately show the complicated nature of professional wrestling. Wrestlers are often placed in positions where they must decide whether to adhere to the script or take creative risks. However, in the tightly controlled environment of WWE, those risks can often come with severe consequences. For Kaiser, the fallout of his actions was not as catastrophic as it was for Penta. Kaiser's position within Imperium has remained largely unaffected, and he has continued to work alongside Gunther and Vince. However, the decision to go against the script will undoubtedly be something that he and others in the locker room reflect upon for years to come. For Penta, the killing of his career trajectory serves as a reminder of just how fragile a wrestler's position in the industry can be. One bad break, one wrong decision, and a push can be completely derailed. In the end, both wrestlers will continue to navigate the challenging waters of the wrestling world, where defiance, ego, and timing can either lead to greatness or lead to a premature end to a promising career. As for Ludwig Kaiser, his future remains uncertain. Was his defiance a step toward greater things, or was it the moment he overstepped his bounds? Only time will tell, but the repercussions of that fateful Raw moment will echo throughout the wrestling world for years to come. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our WWE official YouTube channel for more update news.